Hello, I'm just kind of sir. Welcome to the Arsenal fan experience. Join me as I go in depth into the match that was. And going into this match today against Leeds United, obviously it's been a few days since they played, and in the meantime, Arsenal have had Leeds' number at Ellen Road, with Leeds not having won a game against Arsenal in a very long time, and they did look to change that. But as you look at Arsenal's starting 11, there really seem to be really seem to be very slim chance of that happening. As he once again with a elite squad that with obviously some changes from their match against Bodo Glimt in the Europa League, but nothing really with no real weakness in their starting 11, because it was the exact same as it was against Liverpool last week. And as we get into it now, the game would actually end up being delayed for a, a number of minutes, as it looked like they had some miscommunication with the VAR team. Really inconvenient for the momentum of both teams, but the match really hadn't uh, gone anywhere in the first 2 minutes, so both teams were able to recoup and go from there, which would pay dividends for the Gunners. And it was an otherwise uneventful first half, as in the 35th minute, off a great over the top ball by Martin Odegaard, put it in for Bukayo Saka, who ran on the right side, and chip. I would almost describe it as a chip over Ilan Melier to give Arsenal a 1-0 lead. And this was just after a few minutes before, where Leeds had a very good chance by Pascal strike. But nonetheless, for Arsenal to get the first goal was critical, and demonstrated that they were and what they have done to a T this season is not take teams lightly. And Leeds had, like I said, had their own chance, but Arsenal came in and finally got their goal they had desired. And other than another great chance for Gabriel Jesus, looking to continue his goal streak, the first half was met with crickets for the most part in that. And honestly, as we go into the second half now, it didn't seem to change for the most part. It did appear to finally come together for the Peacocks early on in the second half, as Patrick Bamford looked to, just having subbed on for Rodrigo, looked to have scored a goal. However, it would turn out that he was he had fouled Gabriel. And again, this is another instance of Gabriel struggling to get goals signed on a player, but in this instance, he was being held back, so he couldn't do what he couldn't really defend Bamford, and therefore the goal was taken back. Bamford would also get another great chance in the 53rd minute, taking advantage of a Saliba heavy touch. Again, Saliba and Gabriel today were not in the best game, but I do expect them to bounce back. But fortunately for Ramsdale, bailed him out there. Saliba again was on a kind of on the end of a controversial call with a handball, which he inadvertently touched, and the referee did go to look at VAR, and he would subsequently reward Leeds with the penalty. Patrick Bamford had been everywhere earlier on in the second half. He stepped up to take the penalty, but he would end up missing it, and we go from there. And to Bamford's unluckiness, he would once again find a great situation and unable to capitalize. And that would really be the story for Leeds United in the rest of the match, and they just really couldn't get it going. They have a great last chance from Somerville, and sent on Joe Gelhardt, hoping to gain an offensive edge, but all that for naught. And Arsenal, with a measly 2 shots in the second half, escape Leeds with a 1-0 win. And what was probably their weakest victory, on oxymoron for sure, but you take it as it is and you move and you live and you learn. For the Gunners, uh, what I take away from this game in a positive note is just how at home Martin Odegaard is as the number 10. He's so comfortable in that position and just so seamless, and he gets to really do what he's always been great at, and that is being a creative midfielder. It's something that he probably never would have gotten the chance to Real Madrid, as he was sometimes being played at as a box to box midfielder, which is a waste of his talent because he's really flourishing in this role at Arsenal, as he is my man of the match today with the lone assist on the goal by Bukayo Saka, who also deserves an honorable mention. But for the Gunners, they go on to take on the Saints and Southampton next. And as we gear up closer to the World Cup break, that I'm I'm to be honest, I'm not really looking forward to it for their sake. As well, for the players, I look forward to seeing them compete for an international team. That this break might affect their overall momentum, and that is a palpable fear for them. But nonetheless, been on they've been exceptional since their loss in September. So anyway, leave a like and subscribe me, enjoy my reaction. And join me next time on Arsenal fan experience as Arsenal takes on Southampton. Arrivederci.